We're joined here with JB Brown, defensive coordinator for Black Hills State following the 2025 spring game. Story of the day was the defense. Obviously, the defensive line consistently getting pressure in the backfield. Ending the spring practices here now, how do you think, what would you say was the high point of what you saw today and throughout the spring?
You know, the high point for me was seeing the growth, and especially some of the young guys. You know, we brought that defensive line, like I was just telling one of the other guys, is, you know, we have a couple of proven guys up front that are, I think, two of the best. You know, I told him, I said, Kellen Collier is one of the best interior guys in our league, in my opinion, and I think Cooper Brown was the most underrated player in our league last year as a whole. So having those guys back up front helps. But as a whole, for me, what really excited me the most this spring and then today was seeing some of those guys that redshirt this year, or some of the last 2 years of redshirt freshmen, and then, you know, didn't really have a role yet, stepping up and knowing what their job was and showing growth and giving me hope and their teammates hope that they can help us, you know, next fall.
Awesome. Like what I mentioned before, defensive line, they saw themselves getting a lot of pressure. With what you saw today, how do you feel like, is there anything you'd like to see cleaned up yet kind of going into next fall, or anything like that?
Oh, yeah, you can always get better. You know, no matter how good you are. Every day you're either going to improve or get worse. There is no such thing as staying the same. And so, you know, for that D-line, you know, I like to see those younger guys, some of those, I told them in our exit huddle, I said, you know, some of you guys stepped up and grew this spring, and are you ready for fall, the first Saturday in the fall? Not yet, but you showed that you could be. So some of those guys, you know, they had big steps this spring, and they're showing that if they stay committed through the summer and into fall camp, keep learning the defense, keep, you know, gaining the weight they need, working out, that they can be ready. So that's kind of what I'm looking for, is to see if those guys continue that growth. You know, and we made, you know, some of that stuff is we made some mistakes too, some big mistakes that we kind of just covered up by effort, energy, enthusiasm. And, you know, so we got to clean up some of those mistakes. We can't just always rely on the big E to get us through. So we got some mental stuff to fix too.
Awesome. And then final question here. So I believe it was a couple of younger guys who stepped up, made a couple interceptions for you. What was it you liked that you saw kind of from the defensive backs, with having definitely an older class graduating last year and some of those younger guys filling in?
Oh yeah, that's a very young group. I told our new DBs coach, I was like, hey, I'm sorry and you're welcome, both in the same breath. Whenever we brought him here, I was like, the first spring is going to be rough because there's a lot of young cats, but you're welcome because I think there's a lot of talent back there. And, you know, I think that kind of showed today. You see a lot of young guys who, you know, they're going to make some mistakes and they're going to have some learning curve and some bumps along the way, but they also have the ability to put their hands on the ball, make good breaks, get tackles. And so, you know, we missed some stuff in the back of the day I think that we could have made, but at the same time you saw some of that ability that's in those young guys to get their hands on the ball and make big plays. So I was excited about that. I think they came a long ways as a big group. Just knowing what their job was, their technique, being responsible, and that kind of stuff. So I've been really excited about their growth as a group.
Awesome. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you.